Hello, good morning, and a very warm welcome from Faronics, wherever you happen to be in the world. My name's Tom. I wrote a blog with some tips about easy endpoint management. Thanks very much for reading the blog if you read it. And in this session, I'm just going to say a little bit more about how we can make life easier. So just a heads up at the beginning. I won't need the full half hour, more like 15 or 20 minutes, because I'll be explaining how simple endpoint management can be. So it won't take very long to explain. So thanks for joining today's webinar. If you have any questions as we go through, please just pop them in the Zoom Q&A, and we can pause for questions at the end of the session. So this session deals with a specific problem that a lot of IT managers have. If you're managing devices, maybe if you're managing a lot of devices, it's hard to keep on top of them. And if you're finding that the software you're using to manage and secure those devices is difficult and cumbersome, and then you need highly specialized staff and quite often very expensive consultants on a big day rate, then that's a lot of money that can be recouped. So we're talking about tasks like software license compliance, or managing your application updates, or your Windows updates, or imaging, inventory management. If any of that sounds like a hassle, any of that takes up a lot of your time, and you're requiring specialized staff to help you with that, then it really doesn't need to be like that. So I'm going to show you Faronics Cloud Deep Freeze and how straightforward it is to set up and use. There's only really a couple of steps to get going. You just need to configure your policy, choose the services you want, and then you can set up groups if you want, but you don't have to. Then you would just need to get the cloud agent on the devices you're looking to manage. That's a really easy process. There's a few different ways of doing it. But then you're up and running, you're ready to go, and everything's going to be really easy to follow. It's not difficult to find your way around. So starting on the policy page, you can see there the services available within the policy. It's just a case of selecting the ones you want, and then you install the cloud agent and you can start running the software. The URL's deepfreeze.com, so wherever you are, wherever your devices are, you're really easily going to be able to manage all your workstations. You're not relying on any on-premise servers. So looking at software updates, there's a list here of pre-packaged applications that I can select. And the ones I select here, they're going to be kept up to date. So I might schedule a maintenance period there between 1 and 2 in the morning, say, and that software will update. I don't need to spend time packaging up those software updates. It can just happen while everyone's asleep out of production hours. And I can keep on top of it if I prefer to have more of a hands-on approach. That's really easy. I'm always going to know what version of what software I'm running and where. So I can see I've got Firefox in black color on this machine, so I know that's completely up to date there. I've got it in orange color there, so I can select that cell and I'm going to update it on that machine. I can uninstall if I select a cell with where I've got a piece of software installed. I'll select it and uninstall it. And if I've got a blank cell, that means it's not installed at all. And I can just select and install. And if I have custom apps that didn't appear on that long list, I can add them. And custom scripts really make the potential of the product is limitless, because I can have as many custom scripts as I like, and it's just a case of select and run. Very easy. And if you're managing a lot of workstations, it's really easy to search and filter. But the UI is straightforward. Anyone can do it. You don't need a degree to manage your workstations. You shouldn't need a degree. It should be straightforward. As with software, the same applies to hardware. So I can see here all my hardware. I can see the system drive usage, the operating system, the IP address, the warranty end date, and there's a load of other columns that I can add to my grid. Everything should be easily accessible. I shouldn't be hunting around to maintain to get this basic information. I shouldn't be running Excel spreadsheets with my inventory information that then require maintenance and go out of date. Should just all be available easily. And whatever I want to find out, I should be able to find out easily. So under reports, I can report on, say, application usage, computer usage. If I want to know where I've got violations, if I want to report on my energy saving, all reports filterable, searchable, exportable. Here's an example of one, the software license compliance report. I can see on this report all the software I'm paying for. Of the software I'm paying for, how many licenses I've paid for, how many of those licenses I'm using, and when those licenses expire. So sometimes I can save quite a lot of money if I discover that I'm paying for software that I don't actually need. So it's really easy to find out information that you might previously have to guess or collaborate from different sources. It's all available in one cloud platform. So once I've set up my policy, I will just need to install the cloud agent on the devices I'm looking to manage. So there are 5 ways of doing that. I can just download the installer if I want to then install that on any computer. I can use Active Directory. I can get a URL. Might be easier for smaller deployments just to walk that round. Deployment utility would scan my network, so I can scan my whole network, and I can just select batches of machines or all my machines and install the cloud agent on them. And the 5th option here would download the installer, but then it wouldn't. It's not going to download and install, so it would save me some bandwidth versus the first option, which would download and install. And then all my workstations are going to appear here on the computers page. Really easy to bit like Excel. I can search and filter on these fields here, and like if I've got a machine that I want to remote into, I'm just going to select that and remote into it. I can run a maintenance period, upgrade services, run a virus scan. Anything I want to do, I'm going to be able to do it really quickly from here, and it doesn't matter the physical location of these workstations. I'm going to be able to manage them from the cloud. So there's a getting started guide available. It's really easy to get up and running. Like I say, only a couple of steps really, but if you get stuck or if you want to go through everything in a bit more detail, there's a getting started guide that's going to help you out. So we use the phrase one platform total control, and that's right really, because with one URL, that deepfreeze.com, that's going to allow you total control of what's happening across your workstations. It's one web-based console that's really easy to use. When you're managing your workstations, you've got everything in one place. So if you're in the office or away from the office, or if you've got wherever your devices are, if they're public-facing devices or people working at home, you can keep up on top of everything really easily. And your colleagues can keep on top of everything really easily without needing advanced specialist knowledge. So it's not a big migration process. because it's just so easy to get going. Our support is really friendly and helpful. Um, you're going to be talking to real people, friendly people, people who want to help you rather than robots. Help's always just one click away, and migrating over doesn't need to be difficult. But if you get stuck, we're going to be there to help you. There's this getting started guide, but there's also the online help is always going to be available. That button's there in the top right of the screen, and you can search for anything you want to find out. And we also have a YouTube channel, Faronics Learning, so worth checking out. That's really for little 2 or 3 minute videos, common tasks that people want to perform, like how to verify a software update, how to remote into a computer. If there's something that you want to see there, we can easily just add it. We'll just create a little video if you want to find out how to do something. So there's a lot of IT managers around the world who have really benefited from that ease of use that I've been talking about. We've been around for 27 years now, since 1996. And in that time, we've sold more than 12 million licenses we're in 150 countries and over 33,000 customers around the world now. Our headquarters are in Vancouver, in Canada, and we also have offices in the UK, where I am, and in the USA, and also in Singapore. So that's where product development really takes place. But we work with a lot of partners everywhere who help us provide that exceptional service I've been talking about. So wherever you are in the world, there's going to be someone around who can take care of you. And if you want to know who that is, just pop a question in the Q&A and we can tell you who it is. So there's a free trial available. You don't have to take my word for it. You can test this all out for yourself. Free trial available from faronics.com. And then, you just need to select the functionality you need in the policy, and then install the cloud agent on the devices you're looking to manage, and then you're ready to go. I'm just going to leave that QR code on screen for anyone who'd like a more detailed demo. Happy to go into a lot more detail about how the functionality can help you. So if you scan that QR code, you can book directly into a calendar to set up a demo. Also, just going to pause for Q&A. If you've got any more questions, please pop them in the chat now. One question there: can you manage Windows updates? Yes. So I was talking about software updates, but the same really applies to Windows updates. So you can schedule them in your policy. But you can also do that on demand as well. So like here on the Windows updates page, I could just install all my missing patches or running a patch scan, and I can see where I've got security updates to approve. I might want to set an approval stage for security for all other updates apart from critical and security updates. But the others, it's just a case of I can select an approval or deny, and I'm always going to know exactly what patches are installed on what workstations. So Windows updates are very easy as well, as are software updates. You can have all that happening, like a common maintenance window might be, say, between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock in the morning. So those Windows updates are going to deliver without any disruption, no downtime, and none of that human error involved in keeping your machines up to date with patches that are being identified all the time. Okay, so thanks for that question. So thank you very much for joining us today. Nice to meet you. Hope you enjoyed the session and hope we can save you a lot of time and effort make your life far easier. Um, please get in touch if you want to find out any more information. But otherwise, we'll catch you on the next webinar. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Have a lovely day.